jump in? Ça va?
Oui, ça va, merci.
On est prêts?
On est prêts, voilà. Vous allez le faire aussi?
Oui, oui, oui. Oui, avec toi. Besides not wearing seatbelts, one of us is doing something illegal. Saint-Martin. I always don't know what to do when I'm speaking English and then I have to pronounce French things. Because I don't want to sound like that douchebag that's like, you know, so do you want to go eat a croissant instead of a croissant?
You are that douchebag.
I am that douchebag. I was one of those insufferable Francophiles as a kid. I forced my 7th grade class to watch Godard movies and spoke my textbook French to anyone that would tolerate me. When you think of France, you think of red wine, baguettes, cigarettes. I bought into this image of France, like many others, and saw it as a singular cultural identity. And it seems that French politicians also think this.
C'est la culture française, c'est la tradition française, c'est comme ça que nous vivons et que nous voulons continuer à vivre.
Central to that identity is that many consider Paris to be the birthplace of high fashion. Over the past century, it has led the world in pushing boundaries of what women can wear. From Coco Chanel designing the first little black dress to whatever the former First Lady Carla Bruni is wearing here. It seems that now in France, you can get away with wearing almost anything, unless it's this.
494 contre 36. Le projet de loi a été adopté.
Over the past decade, France has been systematically banning all forms of Muslim clothing for women. Whether it's the hijab, the niqab, the burqa, or the burkini, there are various laws dictating when and where women can wear these items.
Parce que quand on enferme le corps des femmes sous des vêtements qui vont des orteils jusqu'au bout des doigts, l'enfermement global n'est pas loin pour elles derrière.
While there is no shortage of debate about how Muslims should dress, the media frenzy has drowned out the voices of the women who are actually being affected by these bans. I'm in France to talk to these women to get a better understanding about why clothing has sparked such controversy in a country that prides itself on freedom. Bonjour, ça va?
Ça va? Amina.
Je m'appelle Hailey.
Bonjour,
Enchantée.
je suis Wissem.
Quand vous voulez faire du shopping, on va où?
Sur les boutiques musulmanes, on va dire.
D'accord.
Ouais.
Bien?
Ouais.
On y va?
Yes.
Amina and Wissem are two French girls enjoying their last few days of summer. I caught them on their way into the city to go shopping at one of their favorite stores.
Oh.
Il est trop mignon celui pour la petite.
Oui.
C'est ce que je vais t'offrir pour ton anniversaire.
Sang à base de fibres d'eucalyptus et ça permet de ne pas tenir chaud.
Celle-ci?
Vas-y, essaye.
Okay, you want to go in here?
Yes.
On attend.
C'est bon, elle te va? Wow!
Voila! This looks so good on you. I like it with the red.
Yes. J'aime bien, j'aime bien. Celle-là, bon, c'est moi la princesse aujourd'hui.
Amina and Wissem wear hijab. The hijab covers the hair and the neck and is a sign of one's faith and identity. Wearing hijab is an interpretation of the suggested codes of modesty in the Quran. Those who wear it believe that they should cover their head in the presence of any male outside their family. However, the veil is mandatory in countries like Saudi Arabia and Iran. Fundamentalist groups like the Taliban and the Islamic State have placed further dress code restrictions on women, and there are serious repercussions if disobeyed.
Elle est très classe, c'est chic.
Très classe.
T'as vu?
How old were you guys when you decided to start wearing the veil?
Moi, je l'ai porté 13 ans.
What made you decide to wear it?
J'ai choisi par rapport à mes convictions.
Quand j'ai vu que voilà, le voile pour une femme, c'était quelque chose de très important en islam et tout. Et quand j'ai lu, j'ai vu que c'était quelque chose qui est très bon pour une femme. Et du coup, moi, ça m'a plu et j'ai voulu me voiler.
And can you wear your veil at school?
Non, c'est interdit
Non.
par la loi française.
On March 15th, 2004, the French National Assembly voted to ban the wearing of overt symbols of religion in all public schools and government buildings. This included the hijab.
Non, je rigole. Non, celle-là, j'aime bien. Par exemple, pour une soirée.
You have a school dance.
Ouais, but ils veulent pas qu'on
Ils veulent pas qu'on mette le voile. Donc, je sais pas trop si on va y aller, nous.
Ouais, je crois pas qu'on va y aller. Parce qu'ils veulent pas qu'on mette notre voile.
But would you wear this?
Mais si on y va, ouais, je la mettrai.
Si, ouais, si on y va.
When the 2004 hijab ban passed, France had an estimated population of 5 million Muslims and was dealing with the rippling effects of Islamophobia post 9/11. Lawmakers were able to pass the ban by claiming that ostentatious signs of religion go against the secular rules of the government.
Le voile islamique, quel que soit le nom qu'on lui donne, la kippa ou une croix manifestement, n'ont pas leur place dans les enceintes des écoles publiques. L'école publique restera laïque.
This idea of secularism, translated in French as laïcité, is the belief that religion should be kept out of government.
S'accommoder de la laïcité comme...
Pour la défense de la laïcité.
Miracle de la laïcité.
It's a term that keeps coming up here. Yasser Louti is a human rights activist at the Center for the Collective Against Islamophobia. I'm hoping he can help me understand why laïcité is at the heart of the ban on hijabs in public schools.
The word laïcité stands for the secular law which was passed in 1905. It was a law of separation between the church and the state. It meant that the state cannot have a religion, which is a good thing because it grants all other religions the right to exist and to be practiced by any person.
It's the same thing. We have separation of church and state.
Exactly. So, for example, if you oblige the state to be neutral, you can't apply that to people because people have freedom of religion, freedom of expressing that religion. What happened is that laicity became an ideological tool in the 80s when Muslims became visible. You have Muslims in schools, Muslims who become entrepreneurs, Muslims working as pilots, doctors, etc. And the people who are in a comfortable position just don't want them to come in and have also a seat at the table. By 2004, when the hijab ban was passed, they used laïcité.
Right.
So Muslim women can't go to public schools, they can't work, they can't go and swim. I can show you dozens of Muslim women wearing the hijab who graduated with honors in law, in medicine, in chemistry, engineering, and they can't find jobs. Not because they're not good, because they wear a piece of cloth on their heads.
What do you guys want to be when you grow up?
I want to be a surgeon.
A surgeon?
Yeah.
Wow.
Heart surgeon or brain surgeon.
Heart or brain?
Neurosurgeon.
Whoa.
This is like my biggest dream, but
Toi?
Moi, je voulais aussi être médecin. Je voulais faire médecine, soit gynécologue, obstétricien.
Yeah.
We need more of you.
On veut faire, mais on peut pas, parce que voilà, ils nous interdisent le voile, du coup. Mais on se dit quoi, je dois enlever mon voile aussi pour être médecin? Je me dis, ben non, je peux pas choisir médecin, j'ai envie d'être avocate. Et ça...
On peut pas travailler.
Mais il y a plein de jeunes filles qui ont arrêté d'aller à l'école. Il y en a qui ont arrêté de travailler, parce que voilà, elles veulent vivre leur religion. Et c'est pour ça qu'à 17 ans, on pense à 16-17, on pense à partir de France pour aller vivre en Angleterre, même au Maghreb, dans d'autres pays où là on pourra vraiment
vivre notre religion tranquillement.
Mais ça fait mal au cœur parce que, comme je vous ai dit, personnellement, moi la France, je l'aime, tout simplement.
In the last decade, France has had a slew of devastating terror attacks, which has bred an environment of fear. In fact, Islamophobia around the world has only increased.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
This fear has been used as a tactic to gain power. Most notably, in the Front National leader, Marine Le Pen.
La France ne peut plus accueillir de migrants. Nous avons atteint le seuil de saturation depuis bien longtemps.
The Front National was once a fringe political party, but has gained popularity with its fervent anti-immigration and nationalistic platform. Since filming this, Marine Le Pen lost the 2017 presidential election. And although she lost, her ethnocentric platform struck a chord with many young people who felt that their French way of life was at stake. I spoke to 3 members of the Front National Student Association, an organization that's been popping up in universities around France.
Une journée de rentrée de Marine Le Pen qui avait son discours à Brachet.
And how was it? How was her speech?
C'était un bon discours.
L'identité nationale, c'est ce qui réunit l'ensemble des citoyens français. Peu importe la religion, peu importe les origines, peu importe l'ethnie, tout le monde doit se retrouver justement derrière cette identité.
And what is the greatest threat to that French identity?
C'est-à-dire que nous, ce qu'on ne veut pas, c'est que des individus, quand ils se baladent dans la rue, se baladent en tant que musulmans, en tant que chrétiens. On veut qu'ils se baladent en tant que Français.
En France, on aime les interactions, on aime discuter avec les gens, on aime avoir... Voilà, ça peut arriver à la boulangerie que vous discutiez avec quelqu'un. Nous, on adore ça. Je vois quelqu'un qui porte une tenue religieuse extrêmement marquée, je ne vais pas avoir envie d'aller vers lui. Et nous, en France, on trouve ça intolérable.
Le multiculturalisme, c'est simple, c'est la multiconflictualité. À l'islamisme qui grimpe, qui divise notre pays et qui aujourd'hui tue. Aujourd'hui, l'islamisme tue en France.
But don't you think it's just a little bit strange that this government decides what you can and can't wear? Because at the end of the day, it's sort of an arbitrary piece of cloth. Like, it's not hurting anyone.
Et puis, ce genre de symboles, justement, religieux, ça mène aussi à des conflits sociaux. Les symboles ostentatoires religieux n'ont rien à faire sur l'espace public. Si une femme veut porter le voile, elle peut le faire chez elle.
I spoke to a couple of young Muslim girls in the suburbs, and they said that they're having such a hard time that they want to leave France.
Eh bien, soit. Enfin, si elles ne supportent pas le régime laïque français, eh bien, très bien. Il y a plein d'autres pays où on peut porter le voile et le burkini. Elles ont qu'à y aller. En France, c'est pas négociable.
Do you feel French?
Ouais. Même quand je vais en Algérie, la France, ça me manque.
On nous appelle la France.
On nous appelle les Français.
Là-bas, on nous appelle les Français.
Les Français. Et ici, on nous appelle les Arabes.
Les Arabes.
Du coup, on est quoi? Je me pose des questions.
This summer, Amina and Wissam have had some respite from pondering these questions. But tomorrow, they'll be going back to school, where they will be required to take off their headscarf. Beautiful day, and we are going to make our way to a suburb called La Carneuve. It's a predominantly Muslim neighborhood, and this is where Amina and Wissam live. We are here, and we need to figure out how to get all the way over here. France has the largest percentage of Muslims in all of Europe, making up more than 1/10 of the population. The country has had a long history with the Muslim world. In the 19th century, France embarked on a massive colonial expansion, taking over much of northern and central Africa, including Algeria, Morocco, and Senegal. After World War II, the French government brought hundreds of thousands of people from these colonized nations to help rebuild France and replenish a depleted workforce. Additionally, in 1954, the Algerian War began, as Algeria fought for their independence from France. But when the war ended, 900,000 Algerian citizens who had been loyal to the motherland fled to France. This significant population of immigrants made their homes here, and now their children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren are born French. It's early in the morning, and today is Amina and Wissam's first day of school. All summer, they've been able to wear the clothes that they want, but today, they're going to have to take off their hijab before going into school.
Hi. Ça va? Bien?
Are you nervous to take off your scarf?
Ouais.
How does it make you feel?
Je me sens nue un peu. Comme s'il manquait quelque chose.
Ouais.
Do you have a spot where you like to take them off?
Non, on l'enlève juste devant le lycée, comme ça, en train de rentrer.
Il y a aussi la CPE qui vérifie. Enlève-le avant de rentrer, enlève-le avant de rentrer. Parce que c'est les élèves, on a fait la demande pour ce miroir.
Au début, je pensais que c'était bien, genre, c'était une bonne idée et tout. Je me suis dit, au moins, ils ont pensé à quelque chose pour nous.
Nous aussi, parce que c'est... Et après, on a vu ça, j'ai dit, quoi?
Do you think it's possible for us to go walk up and check out the mirror?
Ouais.
Yes?
Yeah? Okay. Teachers complained that the girls were using the bathroom mirror to put their hijabs on after the end of the school day. So to prevent them from being on the premises in headscarf, they erected a mirror outside the gate.
Voilà le miroir, notre cher miroir.
Oh my god. I have like 6 eyes.
Ah! On est déformés.
Ouais. Trop.
The mirror is sort of funny at first because it looks like a funhouse mirror and it's obviously ridiculous, but it's very indicative of how this school feels about accommodating Muslim girls here.
On enlève et après, on rentre. Tranquille. Regarde, il y a le miroir.
Je sais qu'il est là.
Mais on n'a pas besoin du miroir pour enlever.
Non, il n'y a pas de...
Mais qu'est-ce que tu veux faire là? Je vais l'enlever, madame. Voilà, c'est bon.
Voilà, c'est tout.
Faut pas...
The girls asked us not to film them without their headscarves. Seems like a real attack on personal freedom, that you just don't have the ability to choose how you want to dress. Everybody's wearing something that's representative of something else, and they're the only ones that aren't allowed to choose. I mean, they're not checking like girls' crosses on their necks. It just seems very clear who is getting stopped and who isn't. It's so crazy that just past the mirror it says Liberté, égalité, fraternité. Unlike the hijab that covers only the head, the niqab and burqa cover the face as well. The niqab leaves a space across the eyes and is worn predominantly in the Arabian Peninsula. The burqa is the most concealing of all Islamic veils. It covers the eyes with a mesh screen and is most commonly worn in Afghanistan and some tribes of India and Pakistan, where women are often forced to wear it by leaders or males of the family. In 2010, the French government passed a law that bans all face coverings in public spaces, which included the burqa and the niqab.
Derrière le voile intégral se cachent des pratiques scandaleuse.
I'm going to meet Andre Guerin, the man responsible for the law banning the full face veil. Although this law is more typical of right-leaning policy, Guerin is actually a member of the far-left Communist Party. Arguments in support of this ban were that full face coverage prevents identification and therefore is a security risk, as well as claims that the veil goes against women's rights. What prompted you to write this burqa ban law?
Le voile intégral n'est pas un habit. Se couvrir le visage, ce n'est pas un vêtement. Que justement, c'est la négation de la femme, c'est la négation de l'identité de la femme. C'était pas une loi contre les femmes, au contraire. Du point de vue de... C'était plutôt une main tendue aux femmes d'avoir une identité du point de vue de l'égalité, du point de vue de la place dans la société, quoi.
Mm-hmm. But for some women to wear a veil, it is a spiritual experience for them.
Je ne suis pas d'accord parce que dans les pays arabes, il y a des mouvements féministes qui se battent depuis des décennies justement pour refuser cette soumission, ce traitement des femmes d'infériorité.
Did you spend a lot of time with Muslim communities here in France to understand why they do wear it?
Bien sûr, et plutôt, pour la plupart des musulmans, plutôt un peu perdus dans cette situation.
Now, countries like Germany are thinking about enacting a law similar to the one that you wrote. Do you think that's a good idea?
Bien sûr.
Do you think it should be a worldwide thing?
Affirmatif.
It's so complicated because, yes, it's unconscionable, the idea that any woman would be forced to wear a burqa. That is a fact. But he's sort of eliminating the idea that these women have the ability to make a choice for themselves. For those women who do choose to disregard the ban, the ramifications can be damaging. The 2010 French law that bans all face coverings in public imposes a fine of up to 150 euros for those who violate it. I'm on my way to meet a French-Algerian businessman who pays the fines for women who wear the burqa in public. He shelled out nearly $300,000 of his own money for these fines, and his activism on the issue has made him famous.
C'est une nouvelle dictature.
So it's no surprise that when we arrived, he was already being filmed.
Bonjour. Ça va?
Très bien.
Moi, je m'appelle Hailey.
Enchanté.
Enchantée.
Nice to meet you. Vous allez bien?
Oui.
Donc là, je pense qu'on va aller chercher ensemble donc la jeune femme en niqab et après nous allons payer la bande.
D'accord. Que pensez-vous de votre surnom de Zorro de niqab?
Moi, personnellement, je ne me cache pas, je suis totalement visible. À vrai dire, Zorro, c'est plutôt les femmes qui portent le niqab. Moi, je ne suis pas Zorro, je suis plutôt celui qui permet à des femmes de continuer à être libres en Europe. Personnellement, je suis contre le port du niqab et contre le port du burkini parce que ce n'est pas la meilleure façon d'être intégré à la société européenne. Que les hommes politiques français utilisent la peur de l'islam pour empêcher ces femmes de porter l'habit de leur choix. Ça, je ne l'accepte pas. Alors, je crois que c'est là. Salam alaikum. Vous allez bien? Comment allez-vous?
Oui, très bien, merci.
Alhamdulillah, Allah yahlik. Parfait. Hop là. Attends, on va mettre ça derrière. Voilà. C'est bon.
Pardon.
Voilà.
Merci.
Mettez-vous à l'aise.
Ça va? Oui, ça va, merci.
Nous allons aller à Neuilly-sur-Seine, payer l'amende. Donc, il y a 3 chats.
Oui, 3. Oui.
3 cats.
Ah, vraiment. Génial. J'aime beaucoup les chats, oui.
Ça va être pour une femme, toute seule, parce que je ne travaille plus. J'ai perdu mon travail à cause de cette, quand les policiers m'ont arrêtée. En fait, ça va être vite la dégringolade, en fait. Si je ne paye pas l'amende, elle va augmenter. On va saisir mon compte. Je ne vais pas pouvoir payer le loyer. Oui. Moi, à quoi j'ai pensé, c'est me retrouver à la rue avec mes chats. J'ai dit, mais je vais faire comment? Il faut arrêter les clichés. C'est son mari qui l'oblige. Non, non. Et comme je vous dis, je n'ai pas de grand frère, je n'ai pas de mari et je n'ai plus mon père, paix à son âme. Chaque femme doit disposer de son corps et de sa façon de s'habiller comme elle l'entend. Que ça soit en mini-jupe ou que ça soit voilé ou en niqab.
Et Rachid, comment les filles réussissent à vous contacter?
Comme elle, comme Olia, c'est-à-dire par toute la communauté, les musulmans. Je suis très connue chez les musulmans ici, en France.
En fait, c'est des amis sur Facebook. Ben, écoutez, moi j'ai reçu une amende. Est-ce que tu connais ce monsieur? J'ai dit oui, j'en ai déjà entendu parler. Mais moi, je me suis dit non, ce monsieur, il n'est pas accessible. Et ils ont envoyé mon mail et tout ça. Et dans l'heure, le monsieur m'avait appelé. Oui, j'entendais les enfants quand je les appelais.
La chance.
Oui, ils criaient, les enfants criaient. Ils étaient tous contents et tout.
Donc voilà. Donc vous relisez tranquillement et vous signez si vous êtes d'accord.
It's interesting, he makes them sign a paper that says no one makes them wear a niqab, that it's a personal choice. If a woman is forced to wear it by their husband or their father,
I will never pay.
You'll never pay.
Never, never, never. Mais on va y aller. Donc ça fait...
It's amazing because he's kind of like Robin Hood. He has like a huge stack of cash that he just gave her.
Bonjour madame, c'est pour payer une amende.
But it's possible that when she leaves, another policeman can come over and give her another ticket.
C'est 181 €. Il me manque de l'argent.
Oh, she needs more money now.
Ah, je donnais combien?
150 €.
Ah, pardon.
Mais il n'y a pas de souci.
Okay.
Voilà, tenez, madame. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, can we leave it?
Voilà, elle est payée. Merci beaucoup, monsieur.
Félicitations.
Ici?
Ça y voit, un peu vers là,
Par là?
Voilà, un peu plus. Voilà, comme ça, il faut. Voilà.
For him, part of paying these fines is a performance because it's meant to be a stunt that lets everyone know about this attack on freedom for these women.
Très bien, on va y aller. Je vais vous ouvrir.
My preconceptions of people that wear burqas, I automatically think, oh, they're going to be shy or they're not going to want to talk. And she was sort of fun and outgoing, and I really did not anticipate that. And in the end, she's just a single cat lady that happens to wear niqab. While the French government is increasingly opposing the wearing of Islamic modesty wear, the French couture market is making massive amounts of money off women who do. Gulf Arab women are now the largest consumers of couture in the world and have increased what was once a dwindling market by 25%. For many Middle Eastern women, couture is a symbol of status, even if worn underneath their modest clothes or in private. Competition to acquire the most expensive dress has resulted in pilgrimages to Paris to find their one-of-a-kind items. As couture clothing is becoming less affordable and less sought after by Western women, the luxury market needs these Arab clients to stay afloat.
Ok, je suis Thomas, je suis le fondateur de Montagne Style Paris.
Thomas runs a luxury shopping agency that caters to these wealthy clients in the heart of the Golden Triangle, Paris's high-end shopping district.
C'est une agence qui crée des shoppings exclusifs autour d'expériences du luxe. Je pense que toutes les personnes qui viennent à Paris, ils veulent vivre une expérience authentique.
Because you've been in this industry so long, have you seen a change over the course of your time working in it?
Dans le monde entier, il y a eu de plus en plus de millionnaires, de milliardaires avec les pays en voie de développement. Et là, c'est des femmes qui sont prêtes, bien sûr, à dépenser 150, 200 000, 300 000 euros pour une robe.
We are in the Montaigne Avenue, which is the most famous place known for shoppings for all the French brands.
Iman is one of Thomas's personal shoppers who specializes in working with wealthy clients from Gulf Arab countries.
I'm aware of their cultural habits, their needs, their language also, as I do speak perfect Arabic.
Oh, wow, amazing.
Fluent Arabic, yes.
Your clients from the Gulf or the Middle East, what are they looking for when they come here?
They come to get this Parisian luxury way of life. They want to spend money, whatever it costs, they want to get it.
Whatever it costs.
Whatever it costs. Last week, we got clients from the royal family from Saudi Arabia, and he was telling us, I need a whole new closet.
Have any of your clients talked to you about the burkini stuff, or?
Yes, the bag.
Oh no, not Birkin, not
yes.
a Birkin, burkini. You know, the swimwear.
The swimsuit.
Yeah.
Oh no, honestly no.
Yeah.
We didn't go in this conversation, honestly.
Yeah. But it's interesting, I think, for them to come to a place that they think is very glamorous and luxe, but their kind of dress that they wear at home is not okay here.
From what I know as a fashion expert, and a personal shopper and stylist, I know I have to choose for them some looks, and it stops here.
Just curious, because it's interesting to me.
Yeah, I do understand perfectly.
Yeah.
But let's stay in glamorous.
What do you mean? Just be glamorous, no politics?
No politics, yes.
It's very clear that if you are getting financial benefits from these Gulf Arab women coming here and spending money, you don't talk politics. People just welcome them into their shops because they know they're going to spend money. But if we go out to a less touristy neighborhood where girls are choosing to wear hijab, they're treated like second-class citizens. I mean, it seems in France that women who wear headscarf or Islamic clothing are either seen as a terrorist or a dollar sign. Despite a vast market of French Muslims who buy clothing, the top French design houses have not come around to making modesty wear. Some in the industry have even gone as far as to speak out against it.
Un voile, c'est une prison. C'est ça qu'il faut se dire. Et quand je vois des couturiers, des créateurs de mode qui oublient tout ça pour simplement faire du fric, parce qu'il n'y a pas d'autre expression, je ne peux être que scandalisé.
However, there are some independent designers who are forging ahead by making clothing for the Muslim women who live here.
Ok, Zelda, 1, 2, 3.
I'm going to speak to Aman, who has an e-commerce shop called Barsha Fashion.
Hi, how are you? Okay. So we're shooting a brand that's coming from Amsterdam. It's modest fashion. They do clothing for Muslim women, and we're selling it on our marketplace, Barsha. Après, moi, j'aimerais bien vraiment avoir un plan comme ça, tu vois. Un tube. I've always seen my mom having such a hard time trying to find proper clothes because she wears a headscarf and she has to hide all her body and just show her face. So she had such a hard time, and it was like, oh no, I have to buy this short dress and then put this long sleeve sweatshirt under.
Like layering?
Yeah, exactly,
Okay.
but such bad layering.
It's crazy, you're like we're in Paris. This is the center of the fashion industry, and there's nowhere to buy
And there's
cool, modest clothes.
But it's starting, slowly and slowly it's starting. There are more and more women who are starting to wear the hijab. They have companies, they have shops, there are lawyers, and they still need to have like sophisticated work clothing, something smart. We want to make them feel like they are part of the society, not excluded, so people can look at them like regular women.
Is it hard to find Muslim models?
For us, Safa, actually, I met her at H&M. So,
Really?
Yeah.
More and more of France is becoming multicultural, and at a certain point, it seems like there's going to have to be some kind of compromise.
Exactly, compromise with them. Eventually, they have to admit that these people exist.
Since 2012, France has suffered more than 19 terror attacks. With each tragedy, more pressure is placed on the government to increase security. After the attack on Charlie Hebdo, the French government deployed 10,000 soldiers to protect the streets and introduced the French Patriot Act that granted spying power on their citizens. After November 13th, following the deadliest attack in recent French history, the government declared a state of emergency still effective today. On July 14, 2016, a 19-ton cargo truck was deliberately driven into crowds celebrating Bastille Day in the seaside town of Nice. 86 people died and 303 were injured. Within weeks of the Nice attack, 30 coastal cities across France banned the burkini, citing reasons such as possible links to Islamic extremism, an affront to France's secular constitution, and unhygienic. The burkini is a full-length swimsuit that adheres to the modesty traditions of Islam. The burkini is a modern garment, invented in 2004 by an Australian designer who wanted to give Muslim women an opportunity to participate in beach life while preserving their beliefs. Images of police officers forcing Muslim women to disrobe ignited international media outrage.
This is illegal to ban people from the beach just because they are Muslim.
The case was brought to the highest French court, and the ban was eventually lifted. But many of the cities have rejected the court ruling and continue to enforce their bans, claiming that the presence of burkini-clad women on their beaches disrupts public order. It's early morning, we're in Paris. We are heading to the airport to go down to the south of France to try and understand sort of why this burkini controversy is happening. First, I'm going to meet Asma, a makeup artist and modest wear YouTube blogger.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Ça va?
Oui, enchantée. Entre.
Hailey, enchantée.
Asma, enchantée.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful in here.
Ah, thank you.
So this is where you film all of your famous videos.
Yes, it's here. Yeah. Hello, mes chippies. Bonjour. Alors aujourd'hui, je viens avec un Get Ready With Me.
She belongs to a growing online movement of women fighting the stigmatization of Muslim clothing.
Donc je filme, c'est un petit studio vidéo en fait. Donc je filme ici, je fais mes montages ici, donc je me maquille aussi ici. On va dire c'est mon boudoir entre guillemets.
So great.
Juste la caméra pour la poser ici.
I'm going to join her while she films one of her YouTube videos.
Et donc je commence la vidéo comme toujours, donc avec Coucou mes chippies. Donc je vais allumer. Hello mes chippies, bonjour. Alors aujourd'hui, je vous reviens avec une nouvelle vidéo. Et donc Hailey va aujourd'hui voir en fait ce que c'est qu'un burkini. Et donc vraiment, on appelle ça burkini, mais en fait c'est burqa et bikini. Du coup, donc dans le burkini, on a 3 pièces. On a une pièce donc pour cacher les cheveux. Donc la petite pièce ici, c'est le petit chapeau en fait à mettre. Ah oui. Donc voilà. Ensuite, tu as la petite veste, voilà, la petite tunique, la petite robe, Undress, yeah, voilà. Donc Hailey va essayer donc le beige et comme ça elle va voir, voilà. Donc je te laisse, tu peux juste ici sur le côté, voilà. Ah, super joli. Alors, ah oui, c'est vraiment très très beau, je trouve. Ouais, ça te va bien. C'est un peu grand, mais c'est normal.
Mais ça marche.
Oh, oui.
I feel like Steve Zissou. And why do you think this garment has sparked so much controversy?
Comme on a les élections françaises qui arrivent en 2017, du coup, il a fallu à certaines personnes qu'elles trouvent en fait un sujet polémique pour encore stigmatiser les musulmans, pour que voilà, qu'il y ait des votes un peu plus de droite ou d'extrême droite. Ils mettent ça avec donc pour eux, burkini c'est égal islam, islam pour eux c'est égal terrorisme, etc., etc. Donc.
Okay, I'm just gonna take this off so I can keep interviewing you because I can't hear you. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the beach with a woman who's gonna wear a burkini. And I brought my own version, but it's really bad, so I'm gonna show it to you, okay? Okay.
Ah,
I have this.
Oui.
And then I can like go like that.
Oui.
Or I could make like a head thing.
Ah, c'est plutôt
Do you want to do that?
Plutôt sur les cheveux, oui.
Okay.
Comme ça. Ça fait joli comme ça, regarde.
Oui, c'est cool.
Très belle, ouais. Ah, t'es prête pour aller à la plage?
We're on our way to go meet a woman named Natalie who lives in Marseille. Natalie is a mother of 7. She's Muslim. She wears a veil.
Ça va? Ça va, merci.
And although the burkini ban has been lifted just since last week, she wants to go out on the beach in her own burkini just to test the waters to see if tensions are still high. So I'm gonna go with her. I'm a little bit nervous about it. Have there been any problems on the beach that we're going to for women who wear the burkini?
Apparemment, il y a eu 2 interpellations de jeunes filles donc, qui se sont baignées habillées sur la plage. Donc elles ont eu des amendes et elles ont été en garde à vue.
Were you surprised when they banned the burkini?
Oui, très surprise. Oui, j'étais très surprise.
Did it scare you at all?
La réaction des gens, étant donné qu'il y a quand même beaucoup de personnes qui sont assez répulsives à l'islam. Même une fois, ça m'est arrivé que quelqu'un me crache dessus. Donc on a surtout peur de la répulsion des gens. Et après aussi la police, parce que des fois, ils sont un peu agressifs. Multiplication d'attentats en France. On est quand même sujette à avoir plus d'agressions et d'insultes. Voilà.
What makes you want to do this?
Pour que le monde sache.
We're gonna go swimming. And everybody is staring at us. Which I guess, we expected, but The ocean looks beautiful and it's really hot, so I'm very excited to swim.
You're winning?
Comme tu veux.
C'est chic, ouais, ça va. Moi, c'est la mienne, ça fait rendre.
It feels amazing in here. There are all these women topless on the other side of us, so there's a real dichotomy at work.
Ben, je viens avec mes enfants et on s'éclate. Voilà, c'est ça, on vient, on joue, voilà, je les jette dans l'eau.
And since the burkini ban has happened, do you feel less like coming to the beach?
C'est vrai qu'au début, j'ai un peu hésité par rapport aux gens, en fait. C'est vrai que c'est difficile au regard des gens, dès qu'on rentre sur la plage, qui nous regardent dans tous les sens, comme si on était des animaux, en fait. Et puis après, j'ai réfléchi, je me suis dit non, pourquoi, en fait, c'est ma liberté. Je vois pas pourquoi je m'interdirais d'y aller et j'interdirais aussi à mes enfants.
C'est un peu gênant, mais bon. C'est normal, ils sont curieux.
On vous a vu arriver là-bas, c'est un faux problème ce que vous faites. Je suis désolée.
On peut pas avoir pas d'histoire, on va pas...
Mais ce genre de femme, elle serait capable d'appeler la police et tout. D'ailleurs, je les ai vus tout à l'heure là-bas, mais ils sont pas venus.
Pas s'amuse, là t'es pas content, il s'en va. Parce que c'est mon pays, mais le burkini aussi dans ces cas-là. Voilà, tout le monde se baigne comme il veut. Parce qu'elle vit, ça me gêne.
Moi, je voudrais dire quelque chose, par exemple.
Now we have a talk show on the beach.
Les priorités en France, on est là à parler de burkini. Il y a des terroristes, au lieu de s'attaquer à des femmes qui sont là sur la plage en train de se baigner, ils devraient mieux s'occuper du terrorisme, de la sécurité de tous les Français. Il faut arrêter de se monter les uns contre les autres, ça sert à rien.
Moi, je suis musulmane et je le revendique et je le revendiquerai toute ma vie. Je vois pas en quoi aujourd'hui le burkini doit déranger quelqu'un. Moi, ça me dérange de voir des femmes sans nu.
Ça me gêne plus de voir une femme sans nu qui se baigne que voir une femme en burkini.
Après, ça, c'est son avis personnel.
On parle pas de racisme ou pas de racisme.
Okay. Everybody, I feel like we should cruise. What do you guys think? Yeah. All right. You want to go? Yes. Okay, let's go. It doesn't seem like the controversy of this garment is going away, even though the ban has been lifted. It's almost like she wasn't a human, like she wasn't Natalie. She was just this idea walking onto the beach and that everyone is free to have their opinion about it because it's such a controversial garment. It seems like she completely disappeared in it, like she was only the clothing that she was wearing. It's funny because I've done 3 sort of mundane things here. I've gone to the first day of school, I've paid a fine, and now I've gone swimming. And yet each of these things has ignited some sort of reaction. I understand how harrowing and how terrible these attacks have been for this country, but this sort of reactionary farce limiting what people can wear are ways to mask feelings that people don't really want to say out loud, like, I'm afraid of these people, or this religion scares me. And it's a real shame because women are bearing the brunt of the xenophobia because the debate is about clothing.